First carry for DeAndre Swift. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run, and let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down, otherwise it's going to be a long afternoon.
Now a play fake here on first down. Buying time to his left. And the coverage terrific there as that's knocked down and incomplete.
Well, you know, this club, there were some reports earlier in the week, and most have heard this by now, so-called unnamed sources that were saying all is not rosy in that locker room. There's whispers that one or two guys, CD, have kind of had enough of how things are going and have been going. How would you handle that as a coach?
Well, you and I both know all the coaches that we've dealt with and come in contact with. They'd love to get their hands on those unnamed sources, wouldn't they? But they know that that's not possible, so I think they've got to go in there and make sure that this isn't a distraction. They also know that once the grumbling starts, it becomes a slippery slope and it's hard to stop the fall. But I think you need to sit some guys down and say, hey, look, we're still hoping to be a playoff team this year. We need you guys to be bought in with what we're doing. Come on, let's get on board.
In Washington territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 47. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. He's going to let this one go deep. And this is caught. Touchdown, Detroit. A great effort there with touchdown number 12 on the year. And the Lions are going to take a first quarter lead. Extra point by McLaughlin is up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. Following the touchdown, here's McLaughlin to kick off. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And the decision to come out of the end zone is going to cost him 5 yards as he's taken down right at the 20. Kaepernick now on first down. Looking left side, and it's complete. And they finally get him down, but not before he reaches the 34. A huge play there for Washington.
We know play callers can be very creative in this game today, but sometimes when they get receivers with speed like this, they don't need to design incredibly complex calls. Sometimes it's just get the ball in his hands and let him do his thing. In a sense, less can become more, and it was right there.
Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
So after the loss of a yard, they'll look to push forward here on 2nd down and 11. And down he goes. They sack him back right around the 41-yard line. Levi Onwuzurike. Credit him with a sack, and it goes as a loss of 6. Here's 3rd and long. Kaepernick needing a big play to counteract the sack. Shotgun handoff to Gibson. Call it no gain there, and it leads to a 4th down. The run on 3rd and long, so I guess waving the white flag a little bit.
Yeah, and I think sometimes teams are so committed to running the football that they'll take a chance, even in a long yardage situation, to let them know on the other side, this is what we're going to be about today. In this case, they didn't get a first down, but if you're thinking along with them, hey, they might be committed to running it all game long.
So it's an empty trip downfield there as they get a missed field goal on 4th down.
And I didn't see anything in the setup. It's a good snap, good hold.
Yep.
He just pushed it, and that one never wanted to come back.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. They have to be thrilled with that first drive. They got them the touchdown. Now they'll be looking to make it a 2-score advantage here on the road.
And you know they spent all week in practice, in meetings, talking about taking an early advantage. Being the road team, going up a score, that takes the crowd out of the game and puts some doubt in the minds of their opponents.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. He'll look to throw. His throw incomplete.
That was well played, but that was also an example of a corner who understands his coverage, realized he had support behind him, and could be a little more aggressive in the shorter zone, and did exactly that, knocking that pass away.
From the gun, here's Swift. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. And that's out to the flat for Swift. It'll be a gain of 5, and it'll be a second down. This Washington defense, Charles, terrific in the victory a week ago.
No matter what coverage was called, they were right in the hip pockets of the receivers all game long, step for step, running their routes with them. Turned out they were right there every time the ball was in the air, and they came away with 5 interceptions in that one.
He's got his tight end over the middle, T.J. Hockenson.
When the offense reads blitz, doesn't matter where it's coming from, tight ends know that they become a big part of the passing game because there should be an easy outlet when all those extra bodies are trying to get to the quarterback. A hot route, so to speak.
They'll look to throw here on first down. And he's got his man. It's caught for a Lion touchdown. A great play there with his 13th touchdown of the year and second of the game. And the Lions lead this now 13-0 here in the opening quarter of the ball game. Extra point by McLaughlin is up and good. And it's now 14-0. Following the touchdown, here's McLaughlin to kick off. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. Last time out, they had that long 50-plus yard field goal that they missed.
And I'm sure on their sideline, they're thinking to themselves, okay, do we still want to try one if we're in that position again? And I would dare say that the answer would be yes. They're going to have a lot of confidence in their kicker. But just to be on the safe side, I'm sure they told their offensive guys, can we get a little bit closer this time?
Closer.
Yeah, you know, I'd rather get in the end zone first and foremost. But if all else fails, less of a field goal attempt for him.
Let's go, D.
Throwing on first down is Kaepernick. And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42.
And we have to give credit to him for buying time and extending the play. But you know, there's some really upset defenders on that one. They thought that they had him. Instead, he was coated in Teflon and got away.
Working with 2nd and 5 now. Here's a give to Gibson. And he'll be taken down as that will take us to the end of the first quarter of play. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Running the sweep with McLaurin. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him. So when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
On 2nd down, a run with Gibson. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. He'll lose a yard on the play, so now they need 3 yards on 3rd down. Working from the gun, it's Kaepernick. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down. So on fourth down, Washington going to call on Tress Way to punt it away. And this will depend on the spot as it sails out of bounds. And they'll say it sailed out at the 10-yard line. So well done there. And these punters, they get more specialized and better each and every year, don't they?
They sure do. And now it's really not the American punters. It's the Australian punters with their kicking academies and that flat drop and just kind of kicking the nose of the football. They're able to almost stop it where they want to, like a good golfer can check one up.
Well, throw right side taken in here to start this drive. So a first catch for him in the ball game. And you know the scuttlebutt has been he's not getting enough touches, enough catches, not feeling involved enough in the offense. So maybe that can get him going.
You and I both know that there's not a wide receiver alive that ever feels like in any game he got enough touches, even if he got 15, right? We all know that. But there's also not an offensive coordinator alive, a play caller, that isn't smart enough to get the ball to them and often that will keep his position.
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. Open man, he's got him, the tight end Hockenson. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on 2nd down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives them a much better opportunity to convert on 3rd down.
They'll try and run here with Swift. And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. He lost 2, and it brings up 4th. Here comes the Lions punter now, as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. This is taken at the 15. A very good kick there, but 15 yards on the return. And it will be Washington football now with a 1st and 10. The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. And they're in a bind early here, down 14-0. Are you worried at this stage or still too early?
You're worried. You're just trying not to transmit it to the rest of your team. You want to make sure that they stay positive. But at the same time, you're wondering, how are we going to move the football? What do we have on this play sheet that can work? Get back to basics is usually your answer. And make sure you find the guy who can move the ball fastest for you if you just get it in his hands.
Yeah, still second quarter. You get points on the board here. I think you're feeling okay. On 1st and 10, it's Gibson. And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. Now Kaepernick. They'll set up the screen for Gibson. And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. So that'll go as a 4-yard loss on the play. And they're going to be staring at a 3rd and long here. To throw, it's Kaepernick. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And he's going to get this to the 31, but that is still well short of what he needed. They do get 9, but it leads to 4th down. 2 minutes to play, first half. It's 14-0. So out comes the field goal team now for the 2nd time here today. From the right hash, this from 48. And his kick is right there. It's good. And they will get themselves on the board here at 14-3. So 3 drives now for this offense, and that field goal gives them their first 3 points.
So if you're an offensive coordinator and you're averaging a point a drive, you're in the wrong line of work, aren't you? You got to find a way to unlock the key to these defenses and put some big points on the board.
Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. They have been red hot, sometimes white hot here in this first half. They're just looking to add to that total right now.
And this has to serve as a reminder to myself because so many times I get wrapped up in the play call, like how they've sequenced things, how it's run. But, you know, at the end of the day, it's still execution. Those guys out on the field, and right now they are locked in and really looking good.
They'll try to continue to be locked in here as we get ready to approach halftime. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. They run out of the gun with Swift. And give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6. They'll set up a throw. He'll get this off to Swift. And he'll get it out to midfield. Looks like, yeah, they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. A gain of 4 last play. They double that here and get 8. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
They've given up a few first downs on this drive, but getting the incompletion there, that should give them something to build on and maybe turn the tide.
Second and 10. He'll look to throw. And the timing a bit off that time as that one falls to the ground.
A lot of times it's that first read that you have. Maybe you get it in pre-snap. He locked in on his target, but he was covered quite well, and that one's incomplete.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. On play action, they'll throw. Toward the sideline. Did he keep the feet in? Yes, he got them both down, says the side judge. And that's good enough for a 1st down. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. He'll get that complete to Hunter Bryant, the tight end. And he'll be out of bounds as he gets this down about the 21 or 22.
He's certainly done a nice job spreading the field on this drive, and here he finds his big tight end for good yardage. And that's what you have to do. Keep defenses guessing about where you're going to go with the football.
They'll look to throw again. This one taken in by Cephas. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 20 seconds to go in the 1st half. Now a 1st and 10 at the 11. On 1st and 10, it's Swift. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. The Lions now going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number 1. The 1st down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. And he will score. Touchdown, Lions. A great effort there as the 1st half is winding down. And the Lions will extend their lead here just before halftime. Extra point by McLaughlin is up and good. And the lead is up to 18 now. So not much time to speak of remaining in this 1st half as the kick's away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense, as he'll take over with just 13 seconds to go before the break. And he'll just push his way forward for a few as the clock will run. Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime. Second and 6, just inside the 30. They'll keep it on the ground again here. And he takes this up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. And this offense going to elect to burn a timeout with 5 seconds remaining in quarter number 2. And you see the clock almost empty, so this is likely the last play in the second quarter. A final shot before half for Kaepernick. Winds up and lets it go for Samuel. That's caught inside the 20. And he's in for the touchdown on the final play of the first half. The prayer is answered.
How did they get that done?
Extra point attempt to come here. It's up and good, and the lead is down now at 11. It's 21-10. So we have reached halftime with the visiting Lions taking the lead to the break. As we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman and our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach!
Washington down on the scoreboard, but they are getting the football first here, and we are back underway on EA Sports.
And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll.
And right out of the gate, they face what you'd think could be a pretty important drive.
I would say so. You know, they're down 2 scores. That's not the end of the world. It wasn't the strongest of first halves, but for them to start clawing back, they've got to start putting a little pressure on that defense, start cutting into this deficit. You can't have 3 and outs and expect to get that done.
Kaepernick going to throw. And the Lions pressure too strong. Down he goes.
Aleem McNeil able to drop him for a loss of 4 from his defensive tackle spot.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Shotgun snap now for Kaepernick. High throw, but he makes the catch. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield.
Normally on 3rd down and short yardage, you're thinking of throw to your tight end. It's just going to be a simple chain mover. But this time they let him roam down the field, and a nice dart picks up the 1st down and then some.
So the ball moves into Lion territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. They'll run on 1st down. It's Gibson, and he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up.
Oftentimes we praise an offense for their variety of being able to hit people with the run in the pass. But in this game, how about what we're seeing from the safeties? They are all over the field. Doesn't matter if they threw it or if they're trying to run it.
I don't think we've ever awarded an MVU, most valuable unit, but you're right. It might go to them in this game.
I like that. MVU. Well done.
Now a play fake. Kaepernick.
He'll check that down to Gibson out of the backfield.
And they go backwards here, losing yardage back at the 48-yard line. They'll wind up losing 3 here on the play, and it'll be 3rd and 10. From the gun, it's Kaepernick. Looking long for Thomas.
Well, that's going to wind up incomplete. Nearly their first pick of the game, but it does bring up 4th down.
Here's Tressway now, as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. This one will sail out of bounds. It'll depend on the spot here. And the side judge says that went out at the 7-yard line.
Let's go old school there. That's absolutely a great coffin corner punt. Someone's put some time in working on that, hasn't it?
Seems like every year these guys get better and better. It's amazing how they can command that football through the air.
Yeah, they used to actually practice with hula hoops where they place them and try and put them there. Now a lot of guys use barrels on the sidelines to try and put the football in one.
55 rushing yards now on the ground on just 7 carries.
Thanks to that last play, a little more room to operate. 1st and 10 at the 18. Here's Swift. And he'll power his way up near the 25. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they are playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
The play-action fake. They'll look to throw. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Oh, that's got to frustrate him a little bit because they nearly got to him there, and it would have been the first sack of the game. Instead, they're able to influence the release, and they did force the incomplete pass.
Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down. He'll drop to throw.
He gets this complete to Cephas. And he is going to have a Lions 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the 3rd quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great...
And he's taken to the ground, but he was pulled down by the face mask. Here come the flags. And I believe this is going to be a 1st down. So now factoring in the face mask, here's 1st and 10. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. Flushed out right. And that is caught on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. The throw took him a little too far. It's 2nd down. Not his best throw there, but where we sit right now in the 3rd quarter, he's had a pretty good game throwing the football.
He certainly has, and it's not exactly the point where we're doing 4-minute offense yet, but they've got to think about, I'm not going to say milking the clock, but understanding clock management here on.
And gets by him, and now a little daylight. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. A big play that time on the catch and run. Inside the red zone here, they'll look to throw. Being chased out left. And he just throws this one away. Smart decision here this close to the end zone, and it brings up 2nd down.
Well, after watching him ring the bell that many times and put the ball in the end zone, throwing it, you had to figure they had to bring some type of pressure. They had to change things up on defense.
And able to get to him, put him on the ground, so maybe just something to throw him off a little bit.
Yeah, that had to feel a lot better for the defensive guys. They've been getting carved up in this one.
And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sack.
Well, nothing takes a start to have a good drive. Quite like a big loss on a sack, does it?
Now they're looking at a 3rd and long, and suddenly the momentum shifted to the other side of the football.
And old Mo is a very, very fickle man.
And that's going to be incomplete. The contact there enough to jar that ball free, and it brings up 4th down. And this one is right down Broadway. And the lead grows to 14 at 24-10. So the lead grows here incrementally, but I think the way their defense is playing, you feel okay with just getting 3.
They've definitely been stout so far, but now that can all change because if one guy gets loose for 70 yards, this is a different game. But as it stands, field goals are good. Just keep adding to that lead.
Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense.
And hoping to do better than they did their last possession when they punted the football.
Appeal to the vanity of your offensive line. Tell them that they control your fate. Leverage guys. Win the line of scrimmage. If you do that, you start to win 1st down. You win 2nd down. And guess what? You start accumulating 1st downs. And that's what they need in order to not punt the ball again.
Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33.
On the counter, Gibson.
Second into his prime time for a little bit of a gamble, isn't it? Open up the playbook, go play action, toss that bad boy deep. But in this situation, go ahead and give it to your back. Let him pick up a first down. Keep the sticks moving.
Here's Gibson. And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. We have played 3 quarters. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Behind the chain, 2nd and 12. To throw, Kaepernick. Taking a shot for Samuel. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked by Jeff Okudah. And the Lions are going to take over at their own 28-yard line. So this is something we didn't see at all from this offense in the victory last week. That's a turnover. They didn't have any, but giving the ball away here in the opening quarter.
I love the surprise in your voice because it's exactly what you stated. Didn't see it last week, but it was a key to their win. And it'll be a key to this game as well, protecting the football. Didn't get it done there.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Myers. And he'll be out of bounds right at the 40.
But when you're up by 2 scores in the 4th quarter and you're going to throw the football, expect to see a lot of man coverage because usually what comes along with man coverage is pressure. So if you're a play caller and you want to keep throwing the football, that's fine. Just make sure your offensive line understands they're going to get additional guys running at the quarterback.
Eluding the pressure right. And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Picked off by Landon Collins. And to the 40-yard line, that's where the return stops. A young quarterback, Charles, rolling to his right. I know he's right-handed, but is that one that maybe a veteran sticks in his pocket?
I think so, but you have to remember with young quarterbacks, it may take a few years before they get all the stuff out of them that they did earlier in their career or even in their college days when they were used to being dominant. In this case, the NFL veteran defense ended up winning the battle.
Now he's going to swing this one out to his running back, and he gets it down to the 32. At this stage, this drive's got to be touchdown or bust because you need 2 of them.
And if I'm the offensive play caller, I'm not just looking at my dagger plays downfield. I'm looking at some of my specials, something that can fool them and give you a big play now.
With a sense of urgency.
No doubt.
Here's Kaepernick. And this is caught. A spectacular one-handed grab there. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. On first down, it's Gibson. And boy, this defense again really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain. This run defense has been pretty stout all game long. Now you're here in the 4th quarter. Just rely more on the passing attack.
I don't think you have any choice, and I don't think you have to dress it up at all either. Throughout the first 3 quarters, you're still trying to convince the defense that you may run the football. That's out the window right now. Protect, let your quarterback operate, and try and find some targets in the open field downfield.
All that gets him is just a yard, and now it's 3rd down. They fake the give. Now Kaepernick. Throw right side, taken in by Gibson. So instead of giving them another 3rd down, they'll decline it, brings up 4.
Now that's smart football right there. You don't even have to really spend a lot of time considering it. Just know that you're probably going to get the ball back. Good job declining that penalty.
All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. Now Kaepernick, got to have this one. He's going to let it go deep for the end zone. Looking for McLaurin, and he's got him. Touchdown, Washington. Terry McLaurin, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And Washington able to make this a close game again. Point after, right down the middle. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line.
Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. I'm curious to see, Charles, about the play calling on this drive. Last time out, the interception that led to a touchdown. Here we are. I mean, very close, one-score game.
Yeah, and if I'm a defender, I'm out.
And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. William Jackson with a pick. And he will take this all the way down to the 38-yard line. We're holding on to the lead at this stage in the second half. Those are the types of plays you really want to try and stay away from.
And when you're a rookie, keeping your focus is something that you still have to work on all the time because there's so many distractions around you between the crowd noise and your coaches and your teammates. But the other part, you've got to learn how to finish. The 2F.
And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Randy Gregory. He's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. Now following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17. Now Kaepernick. And he will find his man Samuel. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25.
I like the design that we're seeing right there. This is what they need. Down by a touchdown here in the 4th. They just need to keep working their way downfield. And when they see openings, take their shots.
They'll run on 1st down. Gibson. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Brandon, we talk all the time about those hybrid players, guys who can do more than one thing. And I think if you're playing strong safety in the NFL today, you are a true hybrid. Part linebacker, part cover guy.
And coming up, sticking his nose in the mess there and making a nice play defensively. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked up by a Fitu Melifonwu. And the Lions will take over here at their own 14-yard line. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. Another important 4th quarter series coming up. That last INT helping to maintain their slim advantage. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Myers.
And these guys certainly are not hiding what their intention is. They're absolutely showing it. They're definitely not going to sit on this lead here in the 4th quarter.
They go play action here on 1st down. He's going to loft one deep over the middle. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. William Jackson with a pick. And he's able to get it back here to the 43-yard line. So they elect to decline it.
And why not? Just go ahead and let the play stand, and they'll take that.
A good starting spot for Washington as they come up 1st and 10
at their own 43.
They run the toss now with Gibson.
And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. So a loss of 5, and it'll be 2nd down. To throw is Kaepernick.
Gets this to Gibson.
And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. For the Lions, an extra DB in the game now here on 3rd down. Now Kaepernick. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up.
That means it's just one last chance left, and this has to be a 1st down or a touchdown, or this game's over.
Here's Tressway now as he's on to punt for Washington. And it's taken in at the 9. 45 yards, that's what the punt goes for. 5 on the return. And the Lions are going to take over with a long field ahead and a 1st and 10. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And this game not quite in hand yet. We'll likely see all 3 timeouts defensively and then reassess where we are. Got takes him in stride.
And Washington now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts,
as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game.
Only needing 2 yards on second down.
That one looks like he'll throw here. He's going to float this over the middle, deep. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted.
Picked up by Jamin Davis.
And they will finally get him as he's all the way down near the 40-yard line.
Well, you just kind of feel for him right now. 4 interceptions, and you can almost see through his face mask. There's a lot going on in between the ears.
There certainly is, and probably way too much, because now he's probably doubting himself a little bit, wondering what adjustments he has to make. But here's what he needs to do. Get through this game. Go to the press conference, meet it head on, and show your teammates you're ready to shoulder what happened today, and you'll be ready for the next game.
And if he can do that as a rookie, that's a great sign of maturity.
He's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down. Now Washington going to use the second of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in the game. Kaepernick to throw. Flush to his right. And he works it to the 30-yard line here, right at the 30.
Now Washington going to go ahead and use their final timeout,
as they get it with 16 seconds remaining on the clock. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Back to throw, Kaepernick.
He'll dump that off to Gibson, complete.
And he is out of bounds inside the 30. 3 yards the gain there, 2nd down.
All defenses worry that whenever anyone catches the ball and has a head of steam come out of the backfield, it can turn into a big play with missed tackles or he runs through people. But they were right there waiting, and they stopped him for a minimal gain.
They'll look to throw. Letting one go deep for the end zone. Toward the back corner of the end zone, but he could not get the feet down. This will wind up incomplete. They took their shot for the end zone, almost cost him.
And he made the right play there, knocking it away. But, boy, it looked like he had a chance to come down with the football. And if he does that, this thing is over. Instead, he leaves him out there with another chance.
And he's going to be taken down here. A sack back at the 30.